Oh, and with props and gimmicks and body piercings and language that will force your mother out of the room, a lot of punk is...
My name is Rocket, and I'm Rebel Rebel's #1 groupie. Rebel Rebel rules.
This guy has a talent for...
Give me that cigarette! Damn it, give it to me! Give it to me!
putting cigarettes out on his head.
I do not do drugs. I'm schizophrenic.
And it's all a punk put-on by a band called Rebel Rebel.
The undisputed heavyweight punk rock champion of the world.
They throw things and smash things up. We're not new, but Rebel Rebel sets things on fire and throws raw meat at the crowd. We're not original. Rebel Rebel just makes a big mess.
We're exciting, that's all that matters, you know?
Punk rockers Rebel Rebel are not only here to rock, but to shock.
We're going to destroy this stage, and then we're going to destroy the rest of America.
In line with punk dark irreverent humor, but disavowing any lofty punk rock ideals, Rebel Rebel says it's just all entertainment.
Everybody's going to make money. We can have too much money. Everybody wants it, but a lot of people won't admit it.
So Rebel Rebel hopes to shock and sing their way into punk fame and fortune.
You meet the people, you get adulation.
The fame and fortune part, a departure from hardcore punk philosophy.
You know, may I have mouths big enough?
A punk philosophy that clings to the underground antisocial attitude.
By my appearance, by the way I live, I define myself as separate.
Look at me.
Separate. But there is no question, punks constantly use shock value that seems to cry for attention, complete with rings in noses and eyebrows, jeweled tongues, and outlandish hairdos. Shock value is always a go-to card for the punk movement.
This is what happens when you drink lots of beer. Before, after, before, after, before, after.
And along with shock, beer flows down the gullet of the punk movement. So prevalent, this band called Drain Bramage draws a following singing songs about beer. They make no apologies.
Drain Bramage is all about drinking beer and having fun. No violence.
Drink yourself Drain Bramage. To be big and fat and ugly.
You don't drink beer. Drain Bramage, attention! At ease!
And this punk band called Blue Gun, here in Hollywood, runs through a series of bizarre-looking numbers, feeding the audience a TV set to stop 1 minute and giving them a little fake blood the next. Lead singer Bob Oates says it's all in fun.
It's about having fun, making a lot of noise, getting people riled up, try to get a little action going in the crowd. We don't want to bore anybody. We don't want to put anybody to sleep.
But at what price comes the fun? Here in Riverside, an elementary school-age kid is held up before the crowd. The message to a young boy at best is arguably not a good one. Shockingly punk. At worst, before this group of younger punk fans in Riverside, it could be called shameful.
It's time for anarchy to reign supreme.
For the band called Humble Gods, the rationalization is one that runs deep and constant through the punk movement.
It's just all about pure anarchy. No rules. Create your own rules. We make up rules as we go. Make up rules as we go. Anything can happen and will happen at a Humble God show.
And almost anything does happen at punk rock performances. Here, a band called Vitamin L unloads a crate of cabbage on the fans. Some toss it back, and when it's over, the stage looks like a giant salad bar. And when the Vandals perform a number entitled, I Have a Date, there are actually takers in the crowd when this band member acts out the title of his song. And he actually connects. The young candidate selected becomes part of the show, getting more than she bargained for. And so do those who come to see the Aquabats, who with their campy swimwear, poor man's Olympic torch, and other ridiculous props are...
Optimistic, man.
And then there are the Parkas, painted faces, sparkly hairnets, buxom blondes, and you get the picture. And so does this punk rocker.
It's a tongue in the cheek about the world we live in. It's a tongue in the cheek.
But the tongue is not the body part most identified with the punk movement. The mohawk or the bald head is probably more of the trademark. Tomorrow, we will focus on those. They are just misunderstood. The Skinheads are chanting their approval. The next song is entitled The Chosen One. The name of the punk rock band on stage is the Toughskins. As they play, Skinheads, some arm in arm, slam dance in the pit below. Another dives off the stage. Bald heads bob to the punk rock music. It is Skinhead night here at this Hollywood club on the Sunset Strip. And tattooed shoulders bang.
Because, I mean, if you look at everybody, it's like everybody's cooperating. You fall down, they pick you up. I mean, it's aggression, yeah. It's just aggressive. Yeah.
And near the end of the concert, that aggression explodes. Two battling skinheads go into a clinch across the floor before they are pulled apart by security and other skinheads. But it's not over yet, and no one seems surprised.
If you're a skinhead, aggression and violence just comes along with the book. You expect it.
Back here at the club, as angry skinheads continue to scuffle with each other, a guy with long hair makes contact with one of the skinheads. This is trouble. Other skinheads turn on the long hair immediately. Loose from the herd of skins and heads for the door.
Hey, long hair!
He is blindsided by skinhead knuckles. And when he hits the floor, is swarmed by bald heads and bare fists. His crime?
He pushed our guy, and it was just, you know, he was just in the wrong place.
He's not a skinhead, he's just gonna hit him.
It wasn't a skinhead, really, you know?
It wasn't a skinhead. If you don't have any respect for somebody, why would you try not to hit him?
Meanwhile, out of the sight of our camera, the long hair slips out with bruises and a battered ego. But this Carson skinhead who appeared to throw the first blows of the evening, and his original target, a skinhead from a group called Hooligans, are still going at it. It's a common sight.
Ever since, I guess, the skinhead cult started, they've been fighting, you know, with each other.
This one ends with a skinhead embrace. But skinhead anger continues to simmer until the end.
Take it outside, everybody. Take it outside. Good night.
Sheriff's deputies arrive to